Hey, what is up, guys? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Today I bring you loot from 1,000 gargoyles. I put it up to a poll for people to decide what I should do next. It was between gargoyles and brutal black dragons. Which gargoyles win? I think 5-3 was the outcome. One commenter on YouTube, and then I also got the poll. It was 4-3, 3 being brutal black dragons. As for the gear, we're bringing the full Inquisitor set along with a bunch of strength bonus and attack bonus. We're bringing the Granite Hammer, which has a special effect that you can use Gargoyle Smasher without having a rock hammer in your inventory. It's pretty good. I enjoy it. As for the inventory, we're not bringing any prayer, we're just bringing 2 combats, and we're having a switch of the Guffin set. The Guffin set's going to give me back my HP because they do hit. They don't hit that often, but they do hit, and the super combats are going to be bringing up my stats. That way I can deal a lot more damage, and you know, this is very AFK. As I find out later, it's not as AFK because of how fast the hammer and the armor set really does destroy the gargoyles. So yeah, I have to keep picking up this stuff. I should have switched to a Ring of Wealth at that point, but I didn't. But anyway, getting there, pretty much I use my Slayer Ring. I teleport to the Slayer Tower, and I run straight north, straight through. I skip the chain shortcut because I don't want to deal with the Aberrant Spectres. And if you want, you could bring a Slayer helmet and just do it on task. It's probably more worth to do it on task anyway. And you could run through the Aberrant Spectres without your stats being depleted. I don't want to deal with them, so yeah, these ugly green guys. I just don't. I just run all the way around. It takes me a second, and I could honestly stay here forever, so it's not really a waste of time. It's just a few seconds extra. Alternatively, you can use the Canopus Lodestone and run west, or use a Fairy Ring and go to CKS. There's a plethora of ways to get here. And as for the mob itself, the Gargoyle is about 700k profit an hour, with the average kill being about 4.8k, somewhere around that range, as well as having a chance to drop an imbued heart for the superiors. Now for their drops, they have gold bars, mithril bars, steel bars, as well as gold ore. All of these being noted, of course, which makes it a lot better, a lot easier to stack them all up. This is a really good mob to kill for Iron Men, specifically, I would assume, and, you know, just if you're bored and you could just set out your account with full Guffins AFK, you don't really need a lot of equipment for these guys. They die relatively fast, and it's just straight money. As you see in my inventory, I did bring the Saradomin God Sword, even though I'm not going to be using it for the halfway point of the video. I decided it just wasn't worth it. It was way too expensive. And another set of drops they have are their rune drops. They drop death runes, fire runes, chaos runes, as well as a ridiculous amount of pure essence. I collect pure essence personally. I have, I think, about 1.6 mil in my bank from drops alone, and from like my friends giving me pure just to add to the collection. So the account does have a collection stack on it, which is pretty cool. As for the alcohols consist of adamant plate legs, adamant boots, weirdly enough, is also a collection log, rune plate legs, rune helm, rune 2H, as well as a rune battle axe. You're not going to really be able to see the prices, but I like to get as much of the GP out of the bank as possible at the end of all of my loot videos to show you guys how much money I ended up alking from any mob I do. Besides their normal drop table, they also drop coins anywhere from like 500 to 600 and sometimes even 10k stacks, which is really ridiculous. One of my favorite drops from these guys that I am still trying to remember to pick up are the hard clue scrolls. I've been trying to stack up hard clue scrolls for a while, and I'm dumb with the new way that it works. I get 3 because I haven't really done clue scrolls, and I get 3 stacks from the clue scroll box, and with the stacks I keep forgetting that I have them in the bank, so I'm over here thinking, oh, I'm gonna get a lot of clue scrolls from this, and I just never did any of the 3 stack that I have, so I only ended up with, I'm gonna tell you guys this now, 3 clue scrolls from this grind. I should have gotten a ridiculous amount more, but I didn't. Anyway, another cool drop they have is the Mystic Robe Top, the Dark Mystic Robe Top, which is one of my favorite things to use in the wild for PKing. Besides that, I'll use a regular robe, but the Dark Mystic Robe Top actually comes at a price of, I think, like 75k, somewhere about 75k. I just alch these. I you know, no reason to hold on to them. I could always buy them in the future. And yeah, they're pretty good money. These gargoyles are a lot of money in general. It's one of their rare drops. They have 2 rare drops on their drop table. One being the Mystic Robe Top and the other one being the Granite Maul, which has been heavily botted and is very low on the GE right now. They're not really worth that much money anymore because of the botting situation in RuneScape, unfortunately. Big shout out to all the botters. I hate you, and I hope you have a horrible day. Anyway, gargoyles hold a special place in my heart because this is where I got my first extremely valuable and rare drop, being the Imbued Heart on the Slayer task at level 80 Slayer. I absolutely adore gargoyles, and I hope one day they become as profitable as they used to be. I'm just gonna cross my fingers on that. I remember I was sitting at a table with my friends out for dinner, and I was playing, and I got it, and I just started jumping for joy, and they were like, what's going on? They don't play RuneScape, by the way. I told them what happened in the game, and they were like, oh, cool, you got something in the game, yay. And I was like, oh, well, I was pretty excited. But what else is exciting is the Granite Maul. We just got our first Granite Maul. I think this was, I don't know if I show it, but I think this was a kill count around like 600. So we went like 600 without receiving a single Granite Maul, by the way. I hate it here, and I want to go home. It was very sad for me, but I'm glad I received one anyway. Besides that, you know, I have a 1.2 mil cash stack in my inventory right now from alchables alone. I've been here a long time. This was the first inventory. I think I just stopped using the... Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I stopped using the Ceradoman sword. I didn't really need it as much as I thought I did, but, you know, it was nice while it lasted. But here we go again, another Granite Maul. I think this one was around 700, and we're starting to get some of that luck back. I was pretty happy about it at this point. I'm still very sad by looking at the price. It's all the way at 360 GP right now. 360k GP. How did it fall so far? I know the update happened where Granite Mauls became consumable now whenever you put them on the handle, but I didn't think that would bring it down. I do think it's the bots that are making it so cheap. Because I think I remember at one point they actually reached about $1 mil, which was pretty insane. Oh, and here comes a genie. All my lamps go straight into agility, by the way. I'm not doing agility. Next video, let me know if you guys want me to do 100 hours of agility. Haha, just kidding, not gonna happen. No one watches this deep into my videos anyway, so yeah, it's... you guys are gonna catch me lacking. But a few hours later, a little bit closer to the end of my trip, I received my final Granite Maul. Pretty happy about it. 378k right there. Just so sad. I wish I did this a little bit earlier. Everyone voted I do this. The Brutal Black Dragons don't really have a unique drop, but, you know, it was still fun while it lasted. The next vote is probably going to be between Abyssal Demons or Brutal Black Dragons. I'm going to try to put the Brutal Blacks back on, but knowing everyone and also knowing Abyssal Demons, it's going to be Abyssal Demons. And I'm okay with that, because I'm just going to use a Venerator Bow, I'm going to go into the Catacombs of Krend, and I'm just going to AFK that. I don't really have to do anything. They also don't have many drops that are worth picking up in general. So I'm just going to sit there and, you know, every now and then click Potion to get my prayer back. I saw a video on it, and, you know, it's a good way to AFK it and just see if you could get a whip or two. So that's one way to make a little bit of money. I don't know if it's going to be profit, because they really don't drop anything. But another reason I wanted to do it was so I can get some of those totem pieces, or whatever they're called, for Skatizo. Because I still want the Skatizo pet, and if I get 100 totems, I could also make a cute little video on it, which would be nice. So I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed this video. Leave it a like, leave it comments, let me know who you want me to go after, either the Abyssal Demons, or if you want me to go after the Brutal Black Dragons, which would also be a lot of fun. I want to thank you guys again for everything. It really does mean a lot to me that people actually watch this and comment. I've never had a comment on any one of my videos until I started posting RuneScape videos, by the way. Which, you know, it could be perceived as sad, but I think it's pretty cool. The RuneScape community is definitely top of the charts for me. I've never had more fun like I have on RuneScape. I used to play like Minecraft and stuff like that, and try to make like Minecraft YouTube videos, or The Binding of Isaac even, and, you know, they didn't really get any views. The Binding of Isaac maybe a little bit, but RuneScape, definitely a lot of active players on it. And I also think it's probably because a lot of them are adults just like me, because let's face it, we're all like 30 now. Sorry, RuneScape community, but we're all pretty old. I'm pretty sure this game is like, what, 24 years old now or something like that? Maybe not this game in general, but in general. Anyway, loot from 1,000 gargoyles has finally been completed. Thank you all, and I hope you guys all enjoyed this one. It means so much for me to make a video and for it to actually get like some sort of reaction from you guys, and you guys enjoy it. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. Now let's talk money. At the end of this, we received almost 3 mil cash, 3 granite malls, a bunch of different bars, some ores, a few gems, a nature talisman, and a bunch of runes. A lot of this looks pretty nice for just something you get to sit back and just do AFK. It came out to be around 5.3 mil altogether, which is pretty nice. We still have to do the sell, and we'll see how much we actually ended off with. A lot of this I am keeping, like the key pieces I always keep, and the pure essence and the runes I always keep as well. In this, we're actually going to be keeping the steel bars as well, because in the corp video I do need some cannonballs, and might as well do some AFK skilling too. And you know, I do have the double ammo mode, so it goes relatively fast. I'm keeping the gold ore as well for my future 99 in smithing. All gold ore from now on I'm going to be keeping, but we ended up with around 4.2 mil in cash, which is pretty good. That adds on to the cash stack. This mob took actually about like no money, except for maybe a few super combats, but that doesn't really matter. So everything is pretty much profit, maybe like 4 mil exactly profit, and all the gems and stuff are going to be saved as well for crafting XP. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know I did, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!